The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I am Mon Gualvez. President Bongbong Marcos has created a special committee on LGBTQIA+ affairs. In his Executive Order number 51, Marcos cited the need to reinforce the diversity and inclusion program and reconstitute its interagency committee to ensure the country's compliance with International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. The special panel is tasked to strengthen mechanisms against LGBTQIA+ discrimination and provide community members avenue to take part in the government's policy formulation. The committee will have a chairperson and 3 members, all appointed by the president from quote, members of reputable organizations representing the LGBTQIA+ community. Marcos signed EO 51 on Friday. Pope Francis warns against inflexible ideologies after approving a ruling on blessing same-sex couples. While the Pope's opening to blessing for same-sex couples was welcomed by many, conservatives said this could shake the foundations of faith. However, the Pope cautions of rigid ideological positions that come under the guise of good intentions. He says this may hinder the Church from seeing reality and moving forward. Pope Francis has long been trying to make the Church more welcoming to people who feel excluded, including the LGBTQ community.
La fede cristiana, ricordiamocelo, non vuole confermare le nostre sicurezze, farci accomodare in facili certezze religiose, regolarci risposte veloci ai complessi problemi della vita. Al contrario, quando Dio chiama, suscita sempre un cammino, come è stato per Abramo, per Mosè, per i profeti, per tutti i discepoli del Signore.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I am Mon Gualvez. Autism advocate Miss Universe Philippines 2023 Michelle Marquez D supports the creation of the first ever autism center in the country. This as several senators push for the passage of a bill seeking to establish one. Here's an excerpt from Cathy Yang's interview with MMD on Thought Leaders.
You make a mention of giving jobs.
Yes.
To those individuals on a spectrum, which also leads us to providing quality of life, maybe
Yes.
even eradicating poverty.
Correct.
How would that narrative then carry through as we as a country are now espousing bills, several bills in the Senate, on creating an autism center, the very first ever autism center in the Philippines, given that the problem of autism is really growing in the country?
It is. I mean, the statistics are 1 out of 100 children are born with autism. And that is an alarming rate because it's increasing year after year. There are different causes, but again, there is no cure for autism. And the creation of the very first autism center would be amazing because, again, I grew up in a first world country. I grew up in the US. I've seen the facilities that are readily available there that aren't available here. That would be an amazing thing. It's something we deserve. It's something they deserve. Just like I mentioned earlier, just like education and healthcare and, you know, all of the different basic human rights that they deserve also. I think facilities that can properly care for what they need, dedicated for them, would definitely be a plus.
And the representation of the Autism Society of the Philippines
Correct.
within that center also makes it a bigger ecosystem.
I mean, Autism
support
Society,
system.
It is. Autism Society Philippines is not just the Philippines' largest, but it's Southeast Asia's largest autism NGO also. We tread very with caution in terms of making sure that whatever we spread, the awareness that we give is in line with what they deserve. We don't go through the pity card. We go for the empowering card, really taking note to what they have to offer, their unique skill sets, their unique individualities, and their stories as well. So for them to be able to support that cause, amazing, we're in good hands. But also I'm very grateful for Autism Society Philippines because I also started my own foundation to also start one of my own facilities called the Spectrum Sanctuary as well, where we're trying to raise funds to build that early next year, hopefully, or sometime within next year as well.
Catch the full interview on Thought Leaders with Cathy Yang this Tuesday, December 26 at 9 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, only here on One News. Meanwhile, let's now take a quick look at other stories we're watching. A Pulse Asia survey shows that only 30% of Filipinos are eager for the holidays. Pinoys anticipating a poorer holiday season also rose to 13%. Despite this, though, 92% want to embrace the new year with hope. Meanwhile, motorists may have to tighten their budgets more post-Christmas. Gasoline and diesel prices are expected to go up by as much as 1 peso and 60 centavos per liter next week. And Pag-asa says some parts of the country, including Metro Manila, may experience a rainy Christmas weekend. This is due to the shear line, northeast monsoon or amihan, and the easterlies. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 4:30 p.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I am Mon Gualvez. We are One News.